Okay, this is going to be a quick video on dialogue choices. We've already gone through cutscenes and kind of an introductory series of things that the character's doing. We're currently in the tutorial section, and what we're looking at here is getting into town. The game world is run by a corporation, and so we're going to keep running into corporations, and they run the town. And so the game world has already been kind of defined, but what we're going to look at here is defining characters and defining the game world and defining a little bit of the environment using dialogues. Okay, so this is our direction. We have to get to town. We're going to run into some bandits here. I'm going to sneak around. Again, they give you the option of doing stealth. I'll sneak up here a little bit. All right, so let's get through here. I want to get into town and show you some of the dialogue choices. You can see that the environment gives us the option of sneaking or using full-on combat. So we're going to sneak for a while. Crawl through here. Let's take out this guy. All right, there's another one. Okay. Let's heal up a little bit here. Go see if these guys have anything worth stealing. I don't know where he is. Whatever. Okay, I'll take that. He's got some stuff. Okay. All right, so let's go into town. Again, this is an RPG quest-based game, and so you're going to be getting various quests and various things you're going to do based on character interaction. So that's going to be how the game is designed. Let's run through here. Okay, so here's the town we want to go to. And we're going to run into some characters up here, one of which is going to give me some quests. And as you're going to see, look at the dialogue options presented to the player. So what we need to learn about is the characters, the world, and also get some things for the player to do. So all of this stuff is going to take place through a series of dialogue choices. So if I've written the narrative at this point, I've probably got the character defined, this guy right here.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
All right, so let's talk to this guy.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Okay, so that's gives me some information about the world. Okay, my pod crashed, and that's part of the narrative.
Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Okay, so we're getting the corporate narrative. Everybody has to go through the corporate stuff. Uh, okay, so here's my... Again, look at the options here. So the narrative designer has already defined the character, has generally defined the story. This is going to be a quest-based RPG, so I'm going to be doing a lot of different stuff here based on interaction. So let's just pick one of the options. I have a lie option. I'm basically a fake captain of the ship.
I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Okay. Notice the various options that you can use to explore the character options and a little bit about the world. So as you're playing, notice that the option I chose gives me some additional options. Let's pick this one.
Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time. The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor.
Okay. Okay, notice I'm going back to option number 1 because that's my quest goal right now. I have a quest to get something called a power regulator to get my ship running again. I'm making a little money. I want to talk to you about something else. Notice the option in the dialogue will filter me back to the original list of options, or you can leave the dialogue. So notice that the narrative designers give me the option of going more into exploring about this character and the world, or just going straight into the town and going through my quest-based stuff.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Okay, now I'm going to get narrative for a dialogue. Again, he's going to offer me a quest. So notice how the dialogue sort of naturally flows from point to point. So I've got my character defined. He's a gravedigger in a corporate world, likely never to go any place but where he's at. He seems to think he's going to get a promotion, but...
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see.
Okay, so now he's offered me a quest.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Okay, so again, I'm exploring the character. We've already got a character, probably the designers and the narrative designers have a character description from this guy.
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know.
Okay, so notice how the statements from this guy are fairly short and to the point, but notice the amount of information they're giving us. So you're not having these characters explain everything to the player, you're letting the player make assumptions. So you're trusting the player to be smart enough to listen to these sort of dialogues and then extrapolate to what kind of world it is, what kind of person this is.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Okay, so now he's giving me some more information.
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Okay, where can I find these
Conrad's
people?
got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Okay, there's something else I want to ask. Let's go back. Let's loop back. Okay, notice any news about the Hope?
The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether, never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing, far as rumors go. Is there a reason you asking?
Okay, notice how natural the dialogue is. So it's flowing from point to point. The character is more believable because the dialogue is believable.
All right, easy now. No need to get your hackles up. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. No, this is sounding like sedition. I'm not too keen on getting clapped in irons because you wouldn't stop running your mouth. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about hope this and colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble.
Okay, so again, now we're being kind of warned by this guy about what kind of environment I'm in. And so I'm going to pursue that a little bit.
Trouble's in the asking. Boy don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Frankly, neither do I.
Okay, that's it. So I leave the conversation. I now am going to go into the... Let's see if these guys will respond.
I could really go for some salt tuna.
Salt tuna, okay. So I'm getting these kind of generic characters, don't really have a lot of dialogue. These sort of main characters like the gravedigger Will, and in fact this is his house. I can steal stuff if I want to. I'm getting a quest marker so it tells me where to go. I can steal all this stuff. Steal this. Okay, so there's a morality. I can steal stuff out of here. Again, which I'm not going to do. I can also break into here. Now notice this is another option for. They give you some random stuff on the screen. Here's another option for filling in the information about the world. So I can steal cryptes, whatever the hell that is. Okay, let's open the terminal. Okay, so he left it unlocked. I get in. Welcome, Junior in Humor. Let's get messages from Inhumors Association. Okay, this is this guy. Subscription to the Humors Association newsletter has been expired. I'd like to invite you to renew your subscription. Okay, well that sounds kind of weird. Here's Prosperity, Edgewater Cemetery, Spacer's Choice Company. So it's giving me more world information if I want to go through and read this. This is purely optional. So if I'm designing the narrative and I put these things in the world for the player to find and read, they can't be required. Inventory logs, burial inverse. Okay, well I can't get in here, so let's get out of here. Okay, so this information can't be critical. Can't lockpick it. I don't have enough lockpicks. All right, let's go into town. And we get a loading screen. All right. Now again, since this is an RPG, I can find various things I want to interact with, look at the narratives. We're going to come back to this in another later time, but I wanted to show you the little example of how the narrative is presented and how the information is presented through dialogue and dialogue choices. The dialogue choices are completely optional, but it adds sort of background and texture to the story. It introduces characters, and that's sort of what we're looking at here. One second here. Hold on. All right, hold on here. Oops. Okay, we'll come back to this game at a future point so we can look at some more dialogue choices. If you look at the dialogue in the world, if you play this game, you're going to see the themes of this world and the sort of player interactions. Clearly, the theme of this world is a corporate-controlled environment where you have to follow the corporation, everything's for sale. I have to find some stuff to do. I have to go in and talk to people. I can get some additional resident. Notice these characters are not defined.
Still ain't past it.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
Where's our cantina? Hold on. Let's find our cantina here. I saw it around the corner. Barbershop. Where are we here? Cantina. Okay, let's go in here. And we can have some dialogue with other characters and so forth. Okay. Let's exit. Okay, so we will have additional narrative dialogue options to illustrate how the narrative is being presented. That's what we're interested in at this level, how the narrative is being presented. The narrative, the story, is already written. So if I'm doing a narrative for this game, I've already got a general plot sequence for the main quest. I've got a pretty good world description. I've indicated some main characters. If the player doesn't encounter them, they may never be seen or used, but they're still in the game. So I may have to describe, a dozen or so characters, write a biography for them, write a description of them, give them some dialogue lines, and so forth.